stop buying new things. Not just for the sake of saving money, but actually for getting better quality stuff. For the price I paid for this 144Hz BenQ monitor that I think does 3D and stuff as well, the best I could do on Amazon was a Lenovo branded refurbished, not even full HD 60Hz monitor. You could choose to look at the money I spent on that versus a brand new 144Hz monitor and say that I saved money. But I don't think that's right. I was never going to spend the money on a brand new one in the first place. Instead, I'm taking the money that could normally only get me a 60Hz cheap monitor, and instead stretching that exact same budget to get something way better. And so that's what this video is. My arguments for buying used. And yeah, like I mentioned, the first is quality. For around £300 on Amazon, you'll be getting anywhere, if you go slightly above or below, between a 2060 and a 3060. Doing that used, I could get a 6700 XT. That's significantly faster in some games and slightly worse. It's about on par with the 3060 Ti. If we move over to earbuds, for £55, you could get Samsung's refreshed Galaxy Buds Live or some of Sony's lower tier earbuds, or you could go used and get the WF-1000 XM3s, which is an amazing name, I know, but that's basically the fatter and Androider version of the AirPods Pro. And if you're willing to step up like I did, you can get the XM4s, the newest ones, for cheaper than you can get a pair of 2nd gen, not even the new fancy 3rd gen, 2nd gen AirPods from Apple. They get absolutely obliterated by these. And I know what some of you might be thinking, ew, used earbuds, but I feel like I won't really be able to argue with you. If that's what you think, then fair enough, but these are made of plastic and silicone. That's not hard to clean, and you can get replacement tips for like a £5. For practically every price point and every category, you could go new. There will be new budget options, or you could spend the exact same amount of money and get something way better. And next is environmentalism. Aren't you great? Not only are you getting a better deal, but you're also keeping lithium batteries and plastics and just general working electronics out of the landfill. Not only that, but the money you're spending is going to Gary the local plumber or something, rather than these trillionaire or at least many, many billionaire tech companies. Isn't that nice? These people will actually spend it, which is good for the people around you, rather than just hoarding it. Obviously, at some point, the company's got the money, but at least that's one purchase rather than two. And maybe less relevant to some people, but I hope it strikes a chord with some, is the fact that you get an excuse to rip things apart. This Surface Book was bought used, and the battery was old, so I got an excuse to rip it open and replace the battery. That's fun. If you like electronics tinkering, used stuff is not only better for the price and environmental impact, but also you get an excuse to gain knowledge and do real useful repairs. That's just a win-win. Plus, that's more people who'll care about right to repair going into the future. Plus, and I realise we are getting onto the more debatable bits, you end up with so much more interesting stuff. You're not buying some generic, no-name speaker because you've got £40 to spend. You're buying an iPod Hi-Fi. And if you're buying a CPU used, it's probably not coming with a stock cooler, so you have to get something interesting looking. And the story I've told many a time now, this PlayStation 5 controller was £1. That's a conversation starter, at least. Yeah, there is more potential for things to go wrong when buying used stuff, especially when, with new stuff, I can go to a shop, get it, if it doesn't work, go back. Whereas used stuff is often shipped, so you have to wait for returns. It's more awkward sometimes. And someone has to buy new stuff. I don't have a problem with you if you want to. It's just, I want everyone to at least have a moment to think. Consider eBay. Check Gumtree. You might end up finding something you like. It's not a perfect plan. If you're doing something like processors and you go super old, you might get something that's really power inefficient. Or you might just genuinely need something modern and you can't find that for a reasonable price used. It's entirely fair. Not everything should be bought used. But especially when it comes to PC building guides or when people are reviewing technology, the brand new prices are always what are shown, which is fair if it just came out. But that means a lot of people, when they consider buying things, only end up buying lower end things that are brand new, when so many higher end older things that are perfectly good, especially things like headphones, just end up getting forgotten about because people only consider what's new because that's what's currently being reviewed. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Subscribe if you would like to. Bye.